grasp the time of all the things that have passed, all that have come here to see these structures here, all the invading armies down through the millenniums, and all those who came in and conquered Kemet and put themselves on the throne, all the way down to Alexander, that you were taught to call the great, nothing great about him but a plunderer, who came in and wanted to be a Sarah. A Sarah is a son of Amun. That's where the Western world gets the idea of son of God from. A lot of ideas we see came right out of the Medu Neter. But what we see right here is the boat. As I'll say it again, you're not looking at a spaceship, but you're looking at the boat. This boat was excavated beside his pyramid right there back in 1954. And it was also, Mahmoud, who also excavated this boat, and it reconstructed the boat. And they found that the boat was actually never used. So it became a big curiosity of why they would take and build such a massive boat that you're going to see when we go inside. Why would they build this massive boat and never use it? But what was the purpose of this boat? Akhet Khufu's boat, you're going to see the oars. The oars are massive. No man could actually use those oars. Those oars were for the spiritual Neterus. What are the Neterus? The Neterus are the spiritual divinities of Kemet. It was the spiritual Neterus that took Akhet Khufu. Listen to me now, from the terrestrial now to the celestial now. It would only take place during the time of the flood. Only the flood. To make him go from the years to plagiarize this sacred knowledge from the temples and the making of their Bibles. That's why they were written in Egypt. So any of us who have ministers, all you got to say is one thing. Minister, why were the Bibles of Europe, the first, then the Septuagint in 250 BC, why were they written in Egypt? Because they were stealing stuff and plagiarizing spiritual ideas. Such as, let's go back to the story of Akhet Khufu. Here's a story of Akhet Khufu. He gives his Neter hemp. That's the Kemetic word for divine wife. See, we put divinity in our unity to go into eternity. He gave his Neter hemp a gold chain, dropped it in the now. And she came crying to him, my Neter hedge. That means divine husband. See, we put divinity in our unity. I accidentally dropped your gold charm in the now. He said, no problem. I will get the Jedi monk, and he will take his magic wand, and he will part the now. Wow. And then we see the Jedi monk went down and got the gold charm and gave it back to Khufu's Neter hemp. Now, what does that story sound like to you? Moses. They copied papyruses and the making of Western Bibles, plural, all right? That's how we got these various stories. That most of us, when we start chronology of time, we start with Adam and Eve as though it's real. And want to argue about Adam and Eve. And one sister I was on Stevie Wonder's station in Los Angeles at KJLA, she wanted to argue with me and said, I dare you talk about my Adam and Eve. I said, okay, hold up, sister, let's think here, let's talk about this. I said, now let's follow along here. I said, so Jehovah God creates Adam and Eve, is that right? She said, yes. And I said, a rib was taken from Adam to make Eve. Yes. I said, and there was a tree in the garden that they were not eat from it. Is that right? Yes. And what's the name of this tree? The knowledge of good and evil. I said, now who ate from the tree? Are we told the evils of the world is because of Eve eating from the tree?
Yes.
And then she came and seduced Adam?
Yes.
He turns into a snitch. God's walking through the garden. Adam, where you at? She did it. That woman you created, she did it. Right off the top, he's snitching. She didn't have a chance. All right. And then we see the marital dispute that we have today. It goes all the way back to Pandora. Now, who is Pandora? A female in the box. She gets out the box and has all the evils of the world. All right. And Kemet, it was based off of spirituality. A Sar and a Set were created simultaneously. There was no rib taken from a Sar to make a Set. Simultaneously. It was based off of a spiritual dialectical laws of opposites. That's what you're going to see in the duration of your journey here, brothers and sisters. You can't conceive of a God without a goddess, nor a goddess without a God.
That's
so
right.
Our ancestors, and they're in spiritual realm and relating to that angelic realm, they're seeing the spiritual deity with a wife. And no preacher's been able to tell me yet when it says, let us make man in our own image.
In hieroglyphics, in Mad United, because they found out the people here and the culture is strong. You never see even those Egyptian temples done in the Greek-Roman period. All done in hieroglyphics, all done in Mad United, not in Greek, not in Latin. Only one stone in the middle. I'm going to translate it, done in Latin. Only one stone. One, about 1 meter by half meter.